We're not meant to have this much power.
Finally, all of us together for the world to see what we are capable of.
You need to get out of here.
Hey guys, sorry I hadn't done movie reviews in a while. I've been kind of taking a break from them, but I did see a good majority of movies. But the problem is just picking which ones I'm going to talk about. So first, I want to talk about Glass, because I'm pretty sure my friend is going to want me to talk about it anyway. Sarah Paulson plays Dr. Ellie Staple, who specializes in treating people who believe that they are superheroes. Both David, who survived a train crash in Unbreakable, and James McAvoy, a man with 30 different personalities, are taken by her to be treated within 3 days at an institution far away from society. Elijah, played by Samuel Jackson, also from Unbreakable, had been faking being comatose and has believed that they have the ability to show themselves to the world. He believes that comic books are exaggerations of real people, real characters. So really, this whole movie is primarily about Elijah, also known as Mr. Glass, wanting to show David and James McAvoy's character to the world. Now, James McAvoy came from Split, which I had never seen. This movie was written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan, and that's what worried me originally. M. Night Shyamalan did do some decent movies. The Sixth Sense, regarded as one of the best thrillers of recent years, with a pretty decent twist. The Village, I actually liked, but I really was not a big fan of a twist. Signs, people liked, and some people didn't because of the stupid twist near the end. The Happening, I liked, although it had really bad acting. But for the most part, his movies are just kind of average. They have bad acting, they have some really stupid twists, and on top of that, a good majority of them aren't really good. Lady in the Water made absolutely no sense. The Last Airbender fails in every single category, and The Visit was absolutely boring. But apparently, people really liked Unbreakable, and people really liked Split. Because of the fact that I hadn't seen either of those yet, I was going into this movie with a fresh mind. I was crossing my fingers throughout the entire experience. I'm like, okay, M. Night Shyamalan, I gave up on you after The Village. I'll give you one more chance because I'm a nice person and I'm a person who gives more chances than I really care to. I'm gonna give you one more chance. If I don't like this one, I am just done. I am done. And throughout the entire 2-hour experience, I found myself actually kind of liking the idea of it. It was a decent start. Apparently, this movie combines Unbreakable and Split. It was part of a trilogy that I had just found out about until after I saw the movie. So apparently, Glass is the final chapter in what is known as the Estelle 77 trilogy that started with Unbreakable and then Split. So, okay, let me talk to you about the concepts of this movie. For one thing, the concept was interesting. I liked the fact that it had a decent idea. It's the idea that comic books are exaggerated portrayals of people in real life, that people have abilities that make them super, and that comic books take that power and exploit it. So, in other words, James McAvoy's character has his The Beast personality that pretty much makes him strong and is able to go all over the place, and that there also happens to be a comic book that exists with his personality. I liked that idea. However, there were some ideas I did not understand. I understood what the light was, which is basically the good side, down to earth. But what's the Horde anyway? They talk about the Horde. I'm like, what is that anyway? Was it from Split? Cause I really don't even know. The characters were okay. My personal favorite character was actually James McAvoy's character. The guy with many different personalities. Now, this is actually a real disorder that some people actually have, where they're able to communicate with 20 or so different personalities. It does acknowledge that it is real and that it exists. But the fact that James McAvoy is able to change personalities at a drop of a hat is really convincing. I was actually scared of him at one point, to be totally honest. Bruce Willis is David, the one who survives with train crash in Unbreakable. He was actually pretty good. His superpower is that he's able to touch people and thus either see in the future or see who they will become later on. And he's also known as a guardian, someone who doesn't have a name but wears a black cape and saves people. So really, he's more of a good guy. And Samuel L. Jackson is Mr. Glass, who, I'm not even going to spoil his power yet, but let's just say that it'll make sense if you actually watch the movie. Now, all three characters are most of the time spent inside this institution, and Sarah Paulson's character is actually pretty good too, so honestly, not bad. The writing could have used some work though. I think if anything, the writing kind of suffered. It suffers too much from being an M. Night Shyamalan movie. It's just plainly obvious. You can tell that this movie had M. Night Shyamalan's stamp all over it. But I don't think this movie is one of the bad ones of his career. I think it's more like in the middle, where I can actually watch it and not think that it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie, but at the same time acknowledge that it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie. The twist at the end of this movie, well, yeah, it's Shyamalan'd it. But actually, it's not that Shyamalan, which is surprising. I'd say this twist ranks up there with a cross between The Village and Sixth Sense. So overall, there really isn't a whole lot to say about Glass because I kind of just think it's okay. I really think this movie had a decent idea, a decent premise. But if they could have worked on the writing a bit more, if they could have worked on the story a bit, I think it would have worked out just fine. I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10. Honestly, I think it's okay, but it gets 3 points removed because of the writing, the concepts needing to be explored more, and plus the twist at the end. So, it's better than The Visit. It's tons better than Last Airbender and Waiting in the Water combined. Maybe M. Night Shyamalan's getting better. Maybe he's learning from his mistakes. Maybe he's actually doing something about, where he wants to go with his career now. Those mistakes were just mistakes. It happens sometimes. And you just gotta learn from those mistakes, and you gotta figure out what you can do different. So, maybe he's finally understanding it. Maybe he's finally understanding that we actually like, good, complex movies, and not stuff that doesn't make any sense. Could have been better, but I thought it was fine.